So when I use them, they have their own internal battery, and then when they go in the case, it'll give them another charge. So this case will charge them, I think, twice, and then you can charge the physical.
As soon as you it like picks it up as soon as you open the case.
Hey everyone, we are live with Tornado Tag Podcast.
Oh snap!
Here we are. So today's topic is going to be, why are the ratings so low? And are they low? And can they be fixed, or should they be fixed?
How low can they go?
How low can they go?
Well, the first thing I actually want to start off with.
Well, real quick before we get anything, if you are watching this, please like and subscribe. Please help us out with that subscribe button. We're trying really hard to grow. Everything else is great. Our numbers, you guys watch all the shows, but we need to get those subscribers up. So if you're watching this, please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Is in 3, 2,
no, she might not be watching.
Yeah, because she's at
Disney World. Disney. Yeah, I saw the pictures.
She's in Disney.
I was thinking the same thing myself last night while I was watching Things Weren't Cool in High School. I'm like, you're down in Disney and you're tuning into the podcast. I'm like, come on now. There's an exception to everything. You're at Disney. Go have fun.
She's a hardcore fan.
But what I was getting to there, the ratings as far as it goes right now.
Go ahead, keep going.
Is it possibly too late?
No, we will get into that. That is the second half of the show. So first half, news-wise, now this isn't confirmed news, but it looks like it's going to be something we're going to hear about next week, possibly, right? And I think we have to start the show off with it. AEW Tuesday nights on TNT.
Yeah,
Ted Turner's back.
They're gonna announce it at the Upfronts or whatever it's called, that Madison Square Garden next week.
Yeah.
So
God damn it,
Ryan Satin reported.
I killed him once before, and I'll kill him again.
I wonder.
Goddamn Ted Turner.
I don't know if he has much to do with it now because he's pretty old and he's not.
You're gonna see DX roll up to the front of Madison Square Garden in the tank, not again.
What team would you send over for the? It would be the New Day now, right?
I guess so.
Like New Day goes after
a Undisputed Era.
Or Undisputed Era.
That's a good one. So Vince don't know they exist.
New Day rides up in like a Trojan unicorn.
Yeah, something real goofy. Oh, and then
like throws pancakes at the door,
like them 3-wheeled bikes that pulls a rickshaw. Like in New York or whatever.
You see like a door slide open. You see the pancakes slide out the side.
Yeah, like little like machine guns. Except they shoot like. WWE hire us if you need writers. Come on, we'll help the ratings.
Why do we look extremely close on the video?
It's a new camera angle. I'm feeling it. But anyway, would you watch Raw if New Day stormed AEW's first show on a giant unicorn Trojan horse? That would be amazing.
I'd laugh my ass off.
Hell yeah, you would. All right, so other news. What was the other thing? I just completely lost my brain. There was something else that kind of just was
the network they told you about this.
Yes, the network
tiers.
Yeah,
it doesn't say what the tiers are though.
Yeah, so the network's gonna get an overhaul
and customization. I don't know, what does that mean?
Does that mean you're gonna have to pay more?
Well, yeah, because there'll be the bottom tier and the top tier now.
So
are all the pay-per-views gonna now
you gotta pay
cost $20 to get all the pay-per-views? Who knows?
Yeah. Would you still pay Would you pay $20 a month to get all the pay-per-views
compared to 60? Yeah.
I don't know. I always said probably because you're still getting your money's worth.
If that's the only upgrade, I don't know if it'd be worth it for me.
Like if it's all the paper, because some of the side ones I don't really care about.
I mean, if you're still getting all the content,
like they said, it might get Evolve or something like one of the indies. Like
that'd be nice.
I don't know if I would if it was just that.
I want to do on camera. All right, I'm good.
If it's just Evolve and stuff and house shows, I wouldn't get that. I would just stay where I'm at.
If they gave us more wrestling content like Evolve, or how they're talking about putting other stuff on there, that would interest me. I would pay more for that. But if there'd be a limit.
Yeah.
I think the highest I would do would be 15.
Okay.
Anything higher than that, I would be like, hey, let's share an account. But
what you think they would crack down on? Like Netflix, you only have to be on 2 things at once.
What are you paying for New Japan World?
$9.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So like now, what I would like them to add with the customization is, personally for me, I would like to go back and watch Raw 1 and then have everything after that in chronological order.
Oh, that year?
So like Raw 1, Raw 2, Raw 3, and then it would hit the pay-per-view. Then after the pay-per-view, that or even if there was something that was important to the story, if it happened on like Saturday Night Wrestling or whatever, that, or even like the AWA days, go back, like everything from WCW to all of it, like watch it in chronological order.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I think the crazy thing about WCW on there is you only get it from like 97 to 2000, 1999. You don't even get like the earlier content.
they added some Saturday nights, but then they didn't add all the Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about going back beyond 95. Like, you don't have anything really beyond 95. It's like 95 to 99.
Well, I thought they added real early Saturday nights, like 91. But then there's a big gap.
Well, all the Monday night stuff is there.
And there's I think every single Thunder's on now.
Yeah, Thunder and Nitro are all there.
And you can watch NWA and Jim Crockett and all that.
Yeah, which was are the WCW or what was?
Well, that's Texas with the on air. It's WCCW.
Yeah.
But I mean, it goes like it's like Mid Atlantic, and then it turns to Jim Crockett Promotions, and that's NWA, WCW.
Yeah. And another thing I'd like them to fix on the network, if I type in Shawn Michaels, how about you give me Shawn Michaels matches?
Yeah, the search
engine is horrible.
Yeah.
Hey Scott, what's going on, buddy?
The only good search thing is like if you type in A, every wrestler with A will come up. Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you have to really search that way. Then it's a pain.
Yeah, because there's so many wrestlers named A that are on there.
Yeah.
Man. The New Japan one sucks too.
More documentaries. I'd like you to put all the documentaries.
I think they're gonna put their movies on, which is a good idea. The WWE Studios,
movies, and your documentaries. Yeah. Like I would like to go back and watch some of the old documentaries that aren't on there.
Yeah, they should all be on there. I mean, they own them. Why not?
Yeah, I agree. What else would be on the network that you would like that you wish they would add?
More personal content, honestly. Like give more of like a background towards the people working there today, and that's not in front of the camera. Let's see like a production meeting. Let's see more of what's goes on backstage.
You'll ever see.
Well, ESPN got that inside.
Yeah, I don't just because they don't want to. Unless it was like, here's a production meeting from '97. You know?
Yeah,
like,
sure. Why not?
I don't see anything hurt.
I like the behind the scenes stuff. Not so much maybe production meetings, but like when Xavier kind of pulls back the curtain and he's being a wrestling punked show they did, the Swerved or whatever it was called. Yeah. I thought that was really entertaining. I like Ride Along a lot.
The WrestleMania Rewind was a great show where they showed you, they explained the storyline, and they talked about the match, and they show you the match, and they show you like after. Like that was great. Why did they cancel that?
Like Becky, this is gonna be the biggest night of my wrestling. I like that stuff. That stuff entertains me.
And they used to have a top 10 show. It was like top 10 wacky characters.
Yeah,
top 10 bruisers. Like that was a good show too.
Yeah, and Table for Three. They have a lot of really cool stuff now on there. And then obviously when they add the wrestling podcast, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
What happened to that? I mean, Stone Cold has his on there. Jericho had a couple of his on there.
I don't think Stone Cold does his podcast anymore.
He does it. It's just not on.
He doesn't do it on the network.
Yeah.
But I think he does it at all.
He still does it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the problem is that I think WWE tried to tell him who his guests can and can't be.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
And he was like, yeah, I'm doing what I want.
Yeah.
And then they took all of Jericho's podcasts off to see what the AEW. Yeah. And then anything that Jericho was on, like when he was at Edge and Christian show, they edited that out, which is silly.
Oh, that's
so stupid.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
He never won the title. It never happened.
Yeah. But one thing I do and don't like on the network.
Jericho thing to talk about that after you're done.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Jericho did have a big week since last show.
Right. Camp WWE. Hate it.
I watched like 2 episodes. It was all right.
I didn't.
You know which one I like? The story time where the
cartoon. That's what I was getting at. Story time is hilarious.
I love story time a lot.
And the best part about it is the stories are true.
Yeah,
they're just being portrayed through cartoon characters.
And this is the guy telling the story, and then they act. There was a Comedy Central show like that.
Yeah,
I forget what it was called.
Now that you can't really have story time because the guy narrating the stories,
Mean
Gene. Who do you fill in with that now?
I think you could still kind of fill Mean Gene's voice in, and then you have somebody else voice over from there. Like have Mean Gene do the intro, and then have somebody else lead into it.
Like, well, this is story time, and then Corey
trying to see story. I'm trying to see what other stuff here that we talked about.
But Chris Jericho shows up at a.
We didn't show up. The video show. So Okada beats Sonata. Awesome match. It was 37 minutes. 97 minutes. My God.
97-minute match.
Sonata has a new look. He doesn't have the spike tear anymore. He has to come over like a pirate look.
Oh God.
And then the lights go out when Okada's cutting a promo, and then Jericho comes out and says, "I'm challenging you for the title at Dominion." So
and I'm gonna win.
Yeah, that's No, he said, "I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win."
Yeah. So Jericho's wrestling for the championship.
Yeah, IWGP Heavyweight title. I don't think so.
Does he win it?
No,
I can't see him. What if he does though?
I mean, is New Japan really willing to extend that olive branch?
What if New Japan titles can be defended at AEW?
Yeah, well, Jericho has his contract to do at New Japan too, and so does Kenny.
And he's wrestling Kenny again. What if Kenny wins the New Japan title at Double or Nothing?
Well, no, that's before.
Oh, before. Yeah,
Dominion's like June 6th.
Oh, yeah.
No, Double or Nothing's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I said Dominion's.
Yeah. So I had the timeline messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know what's gonna happen because the Wrestle Kingdom is 2 days. next year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is ridiculous.
So they're gonna get Kenny and they're gonna get Jericho on that.
They're 100%. Gonna go out and they're gonna book the hell out of that show, and they're just gonna make it what it needs to be to do what they need to do.
On a heavier note, the indie wrestling scene lost someone recently. Yeah. I personally have never seen him wrestle, but it seemed that he's touched a lot of
I heard
a lot of lives.
Post about him. I don't know him.
I've never met him. Martin Eason, the second, or they ever called him Eric Chappell. Yeah. He had a great look to him, great physique. I watched a lot of. I've seen his highlights. I don't want to speculate how. Yeah, I think it may have done with suicide.
Yeah, that's what I gathered. But again, I don't know the guy. I think he's from Maryland, Delaware area.
But I've never met him.
Regardless of that, I mean, he's obviously touched a lot of lives. His work was very appreciated. A lot of indie guys really enjoyed working with him.
It's a shame.
It just really goes to show, like we talked about before, like if you need that help, please, there's numbers you can call. There's people you can reach out to. You don't have to take that step. People do care about you. People do love you. His memory video is up and it has 25,000 views.
Really? Wow.
So, I mean, it wouldn't be shared if you weren't loved.
Yeah. Hey.
So if you're ever going through anything, obviously our podcast page is always open. You can always send us a message. I'm not opposed to go out, not getting in the car and going for a drive with you. It's something I personally struggle with as well. I've found different ways to combat that and work with it. But if you're going through some things or you're having a hard time, reach out to people. Because we don't want to lose you.
Mm-hmm. So we lean on each other as much as anybody else.
Absolutely. So no more indie stuff. Allentown, Pennsylvania for WXW C4 and WWE are going to do a benefit show for the legend Samu Anoa'i. Anoa'i. Yeah. So Samu, if you know him from the original, he was the original members. Him and Samu and fought two
head shrinkers.
Where they were the head shrinkers.
I think they were the Samoan Gangsta Party in WCW like 91 or something like that.
Jesus. Yeah.
Samu then left the head shrinkers because his storyline was he ate bad fruit.
Yeah, and Sione came.
Then Sione,
who was the barbarian.
Yeah. But then Fatu ended up becoming Rikishi.
Yeah, well, first he was Fatu man in the street that was like fighting for a good fight, and it was just so stupid.
Yeah.
Now, how did they try to tie the Meng in all that? They're trying to say Meng was one of them, and I don't know how they worked.
Meng tagged with Barbarian
in WCW.
Yeah, right. But then when were they in WWE? No, then Meng or Barbarian and Warlord were Powers of Pain. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
So Samu is going through he has cancer.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get some benefits,
raise some money
for him. He started. I mean, his school was in Hazleton for a long time.
Yeah,
and then it moved from Hazleton to Allentown. For everything I've seen, they put great shows on, and they have. I mean,
they trained Batista.
Yeah, and
I mean, they're clearly from what we're looking at here, they're going to have the WWE United States Champion Samoa Joe.
Yeah, hopefully they didn't pull him. Like.
Yeah, so the main ones we'll go over real quick is Samoa Joe is going to be there. Cassius Ohno,
aka Chris Hero, for all of you who don't really watch.
Yep. Tommy Dreamer, Michael Hayes, Billy Kidman, Marlena.
Yeah, how about that? Terry Runnels.
Oh, she's amazing.
Snitsky.
Gene Snitsky, local guy.
Who they also trained.
Yep, they changed Gene.
The referee Bennett, if that means anything.
The WWE wrestler and referee will be there.
John West is on the show.
John West, Impact up-and-coming star, Ace Austin
is on the show. Yeah, what's that tag team?
Alpha is going to be there.
Yeah,
the Samoan Dynasty will be in action.
Yeah, what's his name? You're just at PPW.
Some PPW superstars are there. The Mike Orlando.
Michael
Orlando will be there.
I think they're the tag team. The Mac. What's his? Jesus, I forget.
Yeah. From the podcast that we watch on Facebook, the two guys from on the bottom there. They have their own show.
There's Brandon Scott. There's Sam Adams and
Sam Adams and what's the guy next to him?
Siler. What's his name?
I'm having a brain fart, but they have their own little wrestling.
They wrestle for WXW all the time.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a Wednesday night.
So it's a little harder.
It is a farther for us. It's a tough get to.
Does that say how much a ticket is on it?
It does not. But they do have the VIP. What we were talking about earlier. The VIP Platinum package is $150. It includes a ticket, which I'm assuming is probably going to be the first 3 rows. And then it includes round 1 and round 2 of your VIP meet and greet, in which you get 1 free admission to the meet and greet, both sessions, which run from 2 to 4 and 4 to 6, in which you get to meet all the large name superstars.
Yep. And the show starts at 7 and then ends at 9:30.
Correct. The gold ticket is $100, includes a round 1 meet and greet with Billy Kidman, Michael P.S. Hayes, Cassius Ohno, the referee Bennett, and Samoa Joe. The $75 ticket is for the VIP Silver, which includes a meet and greet with Carissa Rivera. Is that what her name was?
Yeah, Carissa Rivera.
Tommy Dreamer, Ace Austin, Snitsky, Terry Reynolds, the Samoan Dynasty.
If you haven't seen Ace Austin wrestle yet,
you're missing out.
I believe he signed Impact.
Yeah. Ace just beat Petey Williams.
Okay, yeah.
Please go see him. He's a cool dude and very really cool superstar. And we were lucky enough to see him at an Outbreak show for a very very cheap ticket, and then immediately after Impact kind of snatched him up.
Yeah. Well, he wrestled for Impact before, but I think that was just the nail in the coffin. Yeah. And then you have the a la carte, which is the $20 admission. Round 1 and round 2, which I guess you get to pick which one you want to go to. And then round 1 has an autograph from Samoa Joe, 8x10 picture of the superstar for purchase, 1 signed item, and a personal photo. Must supply your own camera, and each additional signed item is $20. And I'm assuming half the proceeds will probably be donated back off of that.
Yeah, I think all the tickets. I think the tickets are all on.
Samoa Joe, Michael Hayes, and Billy Kidman are all $40. Cassius Ohno is $30. Bennett, the referee, is $20.
Wow.
And then round 2 is
what's Tommy Dreamer?
Tommy Dreamer will be $30.
Oh, wow.
The Samoan Dynasty is $30. Terry Reynolds, Snitsky, Ace Austin, and Carissa Rivera will all be $20.
I'd go right to Marlena. That's the first.
Marlena's not there.
Not Marlena. Yeah.
Terry Reynolds.
I would go right to Terry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she was Marlena.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Goldust manager / wife.
I'll go right to her.
Who'd you have her confused with? Tori Wilson?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll go right to Marlena.
I knew who Terry Reynolds was, but I'm like, I never really recalled her being.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
You got to remember, I started watching wrestling in '96.
Goldust was around in my room.
Yeah,
when she get on TV and with those low cut and the boobs all out.
Yeah, smoking a big cigar.
I was like, when I first started watching wrestling, I kind of stumbled upon it.
Okay.
And like it was just a random night thing. I was flipping through the TV and I found it and I watched a little bit of it. I remember I distinctly remember the first match I saw was Bret Hart. I remember that distinctly. And then I just kind of never really caught it again on TV until like 1998, and I found it again. I've been watching it since then.
She was Alexandra York in WCW.
Lady,
the York Foundation.
You literally had all day long to eat.
Yeah.
So here's what my dog does.
She comes and she noses me as soon as we start.
Same.
Yeah. So I literally have I've sat here all day long with my dog, and as soon as I hit record or start on this thing, she's like, time to eat, because her chewing gets picked up and everything. So give me 1 second. I'm going to move her food bowl into the living room real quick.
I think she's done.
But according to this, there is PayPal accepted. Specify your package and you'll get a receipt.
She takes a mouthful and walks around the table.
There are only 73 platinum packages available. So only 73 people will get the $150
well, it's probably
ticket.
the ringside ticket. So yeah,
right.
Say first 3 rows. I mean, I've been in that building before. I wrestled Sean Conn there actually.
Yeah,
so
that's the
not
crazy
very
thing
big
though.
building.
They don't have a standard price.
Yeah, you think they're like $20, $25?
Right. I could see like $20-$25. I would have no problem paying that price. Absolutely not.
I don't have to. I can sit in the 8th row, 9th row.
Yeah,
it's not a big building.
What are we going to see? We're going to possibly see a main event of Cassius Ohno versus Joe.
Samoa Joe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay good money to see his main event like that. I mean, even if Kidman comes out and does like an 8-minute Kidman match like he used to.
I don't think he can wrestle it. I thought he might just be doing an appearance. I don't know, because I think he's been retired for a long time.
I thought he was hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, we do see we have 4 people watching.
Well, hey.
I know one of them is Scott. So if the other 3 in there, chime in the chat. Let us know that you're here, and if you have anything you want to chime in, let us always chime in come in the chat. Let us know.
Look at that shiny belt.
Look at that nice belt.
Getting back to AEW though,
they signed a bunch of people again.
Yeah, there was another run-in also with Jericho and Kenny Omega at a house show.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it was and the one guy there. Did we talk about that last week? James,
yeah, we did.
James Dillon, yeah, Sunny Days. I wrestled.
No. This happened Saturday
at the Battle Room. First, it's Jericho that beats up the one guy, right?
Yeah, there was a match, and then Jericho comes out of the chair, beats the guy down on the chair, and then Kenny comes out.
Yeah,
that happened last show.
Yeah. But anyway, that was pretty cool.
Who are some of the people signed?
Jack Evans, he was in ROH and in Lucha Underground. He does crazy flips.
Jack Evans is probably he's kind of like the
what was his Lucha Underground name?
Jack Evans.
Jack Evans. He was in a tag team with Angelico. They wore green and yellow.
Oh yeah.
And then he got with Johnny Mundo. In
yeah.
Where's Angelico?
Underground.
AEW.
They got him.
Yeah, they signed him.
Oh, I
thought he was working with AAA. Well,
no,
they do have a working agreement with AAA.
Yeah, because
Angelico is a beast.
And then they got another Japanese girl, but only for a limited time to see if she likes it. Yes, I forget her name.
Justin Kodak say, I'd pay to see Kidman in a wife beater and jean shorts again.
Oh my God.
you can pay to see that
if he does autographs, he should at least wear that.
Yeah.
I just scratch his head.
I mean, does he have the short hair or does he have the long hair?
I was short now.
I was a fan of the flock.
He went like at some point, like 2002, when he was still on SmackDown. He just looked like he went from Kidman to adult, like father.
Madman.
Yeah.
Madman.
Yeah, it's like what happened? You look super old and just like I don't know.
One thing you can't take away from Kidman though is he's an 8-time cruiserweight champion.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
8 times.
Scott, we were just talking about AEW has rumored to be pretty much slating for a TV deal on TNT. So it'll be on TNT, and it's some of the trademark names.
Tuesday Night Dynamite
was Tuesday Night Dynamite. So if you want to put 2 and 2 together, they're probably going to be on Tuesday nights.
And it says rumored to start in October when SmackDown moves to Friday.
Yeah, that same week.
Yeah.
So
how about that?
So you'll have WWE on Monday, AEW on Tuesday. I don't know where Impact falls.
I don't
Impact
know.
is Friday at 10 till 12.
Oh,
on I believe it's the Outdoor Network.
And where does ROH fall during the week?
ROH is
so whenever.
Usually I'll come home on a Friday night. It's on from 11 to 12.
Yeah, it's syndicated, so it's whenever.
Yeah,
that's what sucks about it.
I mean, it's not bad because it's like one of those late night things where
you should try to get a TV deal and
they do have a TV deal.
I mean, but like
a real TV
deal, and try to jump on Thursday nights.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, honestly, if wrestling content is being put out there,
I mean, if Lucha Underground's pulling out a Wednesday night, that kind of leaves.
Well, they're done.
Yeah, they're. I would try to snatch a Wednesday or Thursday.
Aside from NXT, people don't have the network. There's your Wednesday night fix.
Yeah, and plus you watch that anytime.
NXT might be going to Fox, so it might be on the FX network.
You see, if they go to TV, that's just going to ruin it because I like the fact that there's not really any commercials in NXT. It's like a quick vignette and back into the match.
Yeah.
I hope AEW's on Hulu. That's what I hope.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, so that's the rumor that's going to be on. So yeah, it could turn into the old WCW WWE days, but they won't compete on the same days. Which is
smart. Why do that?
I would be really upset if I had to flip back and forth again. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, they kind of played it well to the point where I guess WCW knew when WWE went to commercial, and that's what they'd come back from commercial.
They would watch each other.
Yeah.
Put it like an interesting.
So we're coming back from commercial in 3, 2, 1. WWE goes commercial. You flip right over.
So is his little thing a 1-up mushroom? Because that's what it looks like from here.
No, it's just like a little green head. Yeah. So we got Raw this week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy,
decent at best. I don't even know if I want to call it decent.
That's enough. Raw this week.
They made a rule halfway. So I'm gonna paraphrase because
the mild card. I seen that podcast called it the mild card.
Yeah. So
almost downright raw.
So the show starts with Vince McMahon, and then Roman comes out.
Another 20+ minute promo.
And then
unnecessary.
Kofi comes out. And then Daniel Bryan comes out, and then AJ comes out, and then Kofi, Daniel, and Roman just leave, like just exit stage left.
What was Roman's unfinished business? I'm coming to Raw for unfinished business. What was it?
Yeah, really.
He didn't have any. I don't
because I'm on the treadmill at the gym. I'm on the treadmill at the gym. Mind you, I love watching wrestling while I'm on the treadmill there. And I'm looking up watching it, and I see it dragging on. I look at my timer on the treadmill because I got on the treadmill at 8 o'clock. I look at it's 8:15. They're still going. I'm like. Baseball game.
I can't stand it.
I drifted right over ESPN.
So the rule was that only three superstars can be part of the wild card. So we had Kofi,
but there's no rules. It doesn't like 3. Is it the same 3 every week? If
you use anybody.
If you use it once, can you not use it again for a month?
No one knows.
Yeah.
So Kofi. The show starts with Roman, who's would be a wild card.
Yes. So there's
Kofi,
1, 2,
Daniel,
3.
AJ. Oh no, AJ's on Raw.
Yeah,
AJ's on Raw. So then there's your 3.
But Lars Sullivan appears.
Came out.
Not yet. So then it cuts to Shane. Then the Miz is there.
5.
Miz is on Raw.
No,
the Miz got drafted to Raw.
Yeah, but Shane's on SmackDown, so that's fine.
Shane bounces back from show to show anyway.
So then we're still confused with there's 3, possibly a 4 with Shane.
Yeah.
And then The tag team showed up, right? Didn't the Usos show up on?
Usos were on Raw.
Now, do they count?
No, they showed up the next day at. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So
they were on Raw. Uzi hot.
Yeah. They.
Uzi
terrible.
Yeah. Uzi hot.
So I'm sorry, I laughed way too hard at that. I thought that was great.
Yeah. So
I thought that was
the
like
Usos put Icy Hot or Uzi Hot on the Revival's dicks.
Yeah, freshman
in there
or whatever.
In their tights to say.
I mean,
stupid. To see Dawson literally dragging his ass like a dog with worms on the carpet was hilarious.
Now, regardless of how the Revival are playing this out, if they're just trying to make asses out of them before they leave and ruin their product, they're still selling it.
All it's going to do is build sympathy for the Revival. Yeah. Look how bad they're treating them. I hope they get out.
Yep.
It's going to backfire on WWE. Why just slim?
So promo with so then Lost Over comes out later. So that's your fourth.
Because Vince says now it's going to be 4.
Yeah. So they.
Well, even he just looks at him. He's like, "Good talk."
Yeah.
That's like. Okay.
I think honestly
you made a rule and you broke it already.
The best thing that happened on Raw, we agree, was the Bray Wyatt skit.
Oh yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Wowie.
Yeah. Wow, zowie, whatever it says. Yeah.
I see the buzzard. What do you got there?
I love the Bray Wyatt thing.
He ate the buddy. I'm like,
I love the fact that he goes reaching the box and the buzzard's snapping at him.
But I don't know where do they go after. Like, where do they go when it's time to wrestle? I don't know.
I guess Scott's saying that Drew McIntyre might be his unfinished business because McIntyre kind of came out.
And then they had a match. It was better than a WrestleMania match, but still a sleeper.
Yeah,
and sleeper as in.
Wasn't the main event Roman and Drew?
No, it was Kofi versus Daniel. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
that was probably the best. That and the Bray thing, everything else was terrible.
Yeah, they had 2 WrestleMania rematches. I mean, it was forgettable at best.
Yeah, they're more focused on embarrassing the Revival than having a good show.
Yeah,
they succeeded.
Overall, the show I thought was not good. I gave that one a down.
About a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
So middle of the road might even be too good for it.
So there's like 6 people from SmackDown, but there's only supposed to be 4.
Yeah. So then SmackDown starts.
Are you counting Shane?
Yeah, and both Usos, they're not one person.
No, the Usos are on Raw now. They got drafted to Raw.
But then they showed up at SmackDown.
Okay,
they showed up on SmackDown.
I forgot they went to Raw
because Shane went to give if we're jumping to SmackDown.
Did a SmackDown girl come too? Or no? Or was it just?
Why do I feel like Amber Moon was on both shows this week?
I thought
I didn't see Amber Moon on both shows.
She was on one.
She was in a tag team match on SmackDown.
But anyway, the show starts with Kofi coming down and pretty much saying and then AJ shows up.
Another long-winded promo.
And Kofi's like, well, what are you doing here? Well, you just did it the night before on Raw, so I don't understand that whole writing. That he's shocked that another guy showed up.
Yeah.
Miz showed up, beat up Shane.
So there's 2.
Actually on Raw, Sami Zayn was there and got thrown in a trash can
and died
and was murdered by Braun.
Yeah, which made no sense.
Then he showed up on SmackDown.
Perfectly fine,
and had a great match for the title.
Yeah, I thought that was a good match.
A good triple threat
match. Yeah, he was thrown in the dumpster.
The one thing I want to complain about that match, though, is if it was a triple threat, where the hell was AJ? Because it looked like AJ was literally on the outside the entire match.
That was there to kind of put Sammy over and let people still know that he should be not taking.
But is he on Raw or is he on SmackDown? Like,
I forget which one. Yet?
No,
make it one roster.
No one knows.
Let's make it one roster.
I think there's going to be those few people that they're just going to be like, you're better off on both shows, so we're just going to keep sending you to both shows.
Yeah. Well, Daniel Bryan was on Raw, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's already more than 4.
But that's where the Usos came in because Shane just went to hand the tag team titles to Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
Which you might as well.
And they came out and did their whoa thing.
Who else are you really going to give it to?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. That was one of the saving graces to SmackDown was that tag team match. The Usos.
I thought the main event was good.
The Usos put on a great match.
There was a girls' match that wasn't bad. That's what was Ember.
Yeah.
That was a tag team match. That was only like 5 minutes.
And Naomi or
Ember and
Carmella.
Carmella versus
who has blonde hair again.
It was
she's back to blonde.
I don't like
it was
that.
Mandy and
the maroon made her stick out. Mandy and Sonya, yeah.
Mandy and Sonya Deville, and it felt like the match was only like 5 minutes.
Can I go on a limb here and pick my Money in the Bank winner for the females?
Mandy Rose.
Yeah, they really like her because she's blonde.
It's gonna be.
I hope Ember wins it.
I do too. I just don't think it's happening.
God damn it! Finally, a blonde with big tits.
Who do you think will win, and then who do you want to win?
I want Ember to win.
Yeah, I'd like Ember.
I'd love to see her win because I think she has the best ability to be the champion.
Yeah, her promos kind of suck.
She still needs a little work on the mic, but I think she's okay.
Just don't have her talk. That's all.
What do you think of the Aleister Black promos? Are you a fan of them?
I don't like it. Don't talk.
Shut up, wrestle.
And it doesn't make sense.
I mean, the people are enjoying them, but it just doesn't. It's strange.
I mean, when he wrestled the Dream and literally said, "Well done, Velveteen Dream," and
he says, "Say my name," and I finally just say it.
Yeah,
that was huge.
Ricochet beat Bobby Roode.
Oh, that was cut out of Hulu. Yeah, I heard about that.
Ricochet beat Bobby
I'm waiting
Roode.
for them to change his name on the screen to RUDE.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Robert Roode, not Bobby Roode. Robert Roode. SmackDown. I mean, I think overall, I think the matches were better.
Wasn't there a tag match with Randy Orton and Mustafa Ali?
No. That was Ali and Andrade, and Randy Orton came out and interrupted.
Okay, that wasn't bad though.
Yeah, I don't.
The match was great until the interruption.
I didn't think SmackDown was horrible.
Is Mustafa Ali Money in the Bank?
Yeah. So is Andrade.
Yeah.
I can see him winning it. Andrade.
I wouldn't mind seeing Andrade
one of them.
Andrade winning it would be good because now you're showing that you're willing to go in a different direction and give one of those smaller, non-typical Vince guys the nod, saying
Braun Strowman's going to win it, and then Roman's going to be the one to beat Braun for the title.
You think?
Yeah. That's my. I just think they have to put someone big in with the title, and then Roman has to beat that big guy so he can beat the big dog.
Cool off a lot on Braun, so that's why.
So we know Braun's in the match. We know Braun is probably going to be the writer's favorite, but who's the long shot? Who's that one that'll be like, okay, you got me there. I enjoy this move.
Mustafa
Andrade. Maybe Ricochet.
I'd go Andrade.
I don't see Ricochet winning. I think he should yet.
Soon?
I think Andrade should get the title run that Del Rio should have gotten.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's better than Del Rio.
The problem is it's hard to understand him when he talks.
Yeah.
But at least he has Zelina Vega to talk.
Which I think is perfect.
Yeah, just speak Spanish. That's it. And Zelina Vegas and say whatever.
I mean, but not giving it to Ricochet. Is it too soon for Ricochet?
Yeah, it's too soon. Yeah.
I would still find a way to
have Ricochet win like the Intercontinental or something.
Intercontinental or
US, whatever. Yeah.
I even put him. I mean, I wouldn't go back with Aleister Black, but I'd find someone to put him with the tag team.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was their whole intention. Is like once the shakeup finished, they were going to split you two up, and
I'd have him win 205 Live and put it on TV again.
No.
I don't know. It kind of seems like a downgrade. The cruiserweight title.
If he won the cruiserweight title, just hear me out. He wins the cruiserweight title, and then you see matches weekly on a weekly basis on Raw or SmackDown where he's wrestling Buddy Murphys and Cedric Alexanders and all those superstars like who they would put on insane matches. I think Ricochet's that guy to put the title on TV, make it a serious title once again. Change the color, that purple silver.
I like the purple belt.
It can't be taken seriously with that color.
Yeah,
it's just.
If you're gonna bring black back, just go back to the old light heavyweight title.
Well, no, because at the cruiserweight's better.
Yeah,
but silver on purple makes it.
Well, I'm saying the old light heavyweight title is just black with the silver or the gold faceplate.
Yeah, well, like a real belt.
Yeah, make it look like a real belt. Yeah, 100%. But I think Ricochet would be that guy that you could put a title on him, give him a nice run with it, and he can make the title of relevance.
205 is a throwaway show.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't be because the action on if you don't watch 205 Live, there's some awesome shows on 205 Live. It's really, really good.
That's kind of like.
But let's be honest, if you actually watch
cruiserweights go to die,
if you watch 205, if you throw Ricochet to them. Ricochet's already leaps and bounds above everybody on that show.
But what I'm saying is you're not really throwing Ricochet. You're bringing them up to Ricochet.
Yeah.
And then you can put, obviously, some guys are going to still need to work and they can go on 205 Live or NXT and still work at that. But then you can bring, like, 205 opens the door not just for that roster. A guy like Gargano can come and challenge that. Like, you can actually say, like, the Finn Balor's of the world can go, like, there's cool matches you can put on there and not have to hold up the heavyweight title.
Do away with 205 Live altogether. Keep the cruiserweight title, split them up.
Yeah, Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Yeah, because I guarantee you say, okay, we're going to pair Daniel Bryan with Tony Nese. Tony Nese has that arrogance that would fit perfectly with Daniel Bryan right now. Plus, I think Daniel would appreciate the beard.
And Daniel becomes a cruiserweight champion.
No. I'm saying like if you had a tag team match, let those go. Let those guys go.
But I'm saying if you can bring that title up to that level,
you can if you wanted to. Yeah. Will they? Probably not.
But
will they?
Would you have the cruiserweight champion bounce though?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't think you'd have a choice at that point. You have to back and forth.
Like the women's tag team. Where were the Iconics? They were just weren't on.
Yeah, I think they took the week off.
It sucks that they don't know what to do with them. And and they're making them get squashed every week, so it's hard to write them in.
But I think it's funny because like you give them the titles at WrestleMania, and they've had 3 matches since, and they've lost all 3.
Yeah, which is like you gotta have them win at least.
Not even cheat. Not even a heel
or something.
Do something.
Pull tight.
Carmella's championship run was awesome because she cheated to win it.
Yeah,
like,
so
I liked Carmella's championship.
2 iconics. Have them like try to do like twin magic, even though they look different. Like what are you doing? You know, and then one hits the other one with like a chair or something.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of cool stuff they could do. But the SmackDown, obviously, I gave SmackDown. I thought it was a better show than Raw, and I'd give it overall an up. I'd give it like a 3.5, 4 out of 5.
Okay,
it wasn't a horrible show. I thought the match wise was good.
Yeah, it was better than Raw.
It was way better than Raw.
For 2 hours compared to 3, I think SmackDown has more complacency with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Again, the wild card rule is broken. You had 6 people or so.
And then rumor is that a head writer of Raw has been fired after Raw.
Yeah, that's why I seen I forget his name.
Yeah. So we'll get into our topic here.
God damn it! Somebody said Vince again.
But they said he was out because he not because of the bad ratings and stuff, but he couldn't work with him in a bad as a writer.
Yeah. So our topic tonight is why are the ratings so low and can they be fixed? Now, with that being said, I want to throw a possible thing out here that WWE. He likes his TV ratings.
Yeah.
So he wants a certain number every week. If you go and you watch, let's just for an example, Jimmy Kimmel or you watch what's his name, James Corden, or any of those late night guys, their ratings are middle of the pack. Their YouTube views are through the roof.
Wow. Yeah, because
nobody sits up till 11:35 at night to watch them. They're just going to watch it the next day.
So a lot
of people don't have cable.
Yeah, so the TV companies and the people who run those shows say, "All right, we put a skit out or the interview of the celebrity, and we had 16.2 million views on that clip
in 8 hours.
In 8 hours.
Yeah,
WWE has a decent following on all their social media. So if they put a video out of something that happened on Raw, it gets good views.
Yeah.
People are rewatching it like us on Hulu the next day.
Yeah.
I've seen a clip from Raw go live on YouTube within 20 minutes after it happened, and it has like 6 million views already just because people missed it.
They did say they're going to hold off from putting videos up on YouTube now to try
to put them back up on. But
just like,
you can't. That's not the way television works anymore.
You miss it on TV. Now you got to wait 48 hours for them to upload it, and you'll be like, oh, okay, somebody
or you have to wait a complete month for it to hit the network.
Yeah, yeah, that's just crazy.
Which is crazy.
It should be the week. Like, okay, Hulu gets it first, so they have a contract. Then the next day.
Yeah.
So Raw will be on Wednesday then.
So their ratings aren't technically down. They're just being displaced in other locations, which isn't technically a bad thing for the brand, but they don't want to hear that. And they're putting kind of their own, because every time something happens in the backstage, you have that mole who comes out and says, Vince is pissed, the ratings are down, and the ratings are down, and then Vince is pissed, and then that hits the internet, and then everyone goes into a frenzy. But what they're not looking at is how many people watch Raw and SmackDown on Hulu, how many people are watching
DVR,
how many people are DVR. They don't even want to hear DVR numbers.
DVR right here.
Yeah. So they don't. So if someone DVRs it and watches it, they don't want to. They take those numbers and throw them away. They want to know who was watching right then and there when it happened, and that's not how TV works anymore.
No, everyone wants it, on your time.
Yes.
Everybody's
a la carte, as it's called.
There's so much stuff going on in people's lives anymore with everything else that's going on in the world. People don't really have time to sit down and watch TV anymore, and that's why everybody gets the DVR.
You don't have to. In the 90s, you had to. There was no YouTube. There was no.
Unless you sit there and set that.
You could VCR,
the cassette tape, put it in, set it to record at 8 o'clock, so it clicks on, bang, you come home, rewind it, watch it.
Yeah.
But still, that television company still got that view from you because your television was locked onto that.
Yes. But I mean, it's not like that anymore. So people don't have cable. I haven't had cable in years.
It's not like you're back in the 90s. You come home like from baseball practice like me, throw my stuff on the floor, go right to the TV, turn on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. So that's one side of the aspect I wanted to bring up, because you look at all the most of your platforms and your wrestling pages and your things, and they're all saying ratings are terrible, ratings are terrible, ratings are terrible. Ratings are terrible on almost all television shows because most people watch them later on.
Yeah. Well, here's something. Look how huge Stranger Things is.
Yeah.
It's never on TV. It was never on TV.
Yeah.
It's only Netflix.
So I think those numbers of, obviously they're not where Vince would want them to be.
Yeah, you'll never see.
But it's not a sinking ship yet.
No, it's not. It's not WCW 2000.
Yes.
Now, what if they would upload Raw within 24 hours to the network? Would that help? Because people go right to the network. Oh, hey, there it is.
Yeah,
100%.
Like I understand why they don't, because they have a contract with Hulu.
But would that take away from Hulu?
Yeah.
Would there be no need for Hulu?
Well, if you just got it for wrestling.
If I could wait 24 hours and watch the entire thing uncut on television, I will.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on the network, I will.
Even if it fades to black during the commercial and comes right back, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. If Hulu says, okay, we'll give you Raw.
I just don't like how Hulu cuts stuff out.
The next day, hour and a half, but then WWE says, okay, we'll give you Raw the next day, full show.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing about Hulu that upsets me is that they cut.
Because sometimes they cut stuff out you want to see. I mean, sometimes it's garbage.
I still didn't see the Matt Hardy broken Matt Hart because they didn't put it on Hulu.
Yeah, I had to go out of my way.
Yeah. Actually, going back to quick news, something I was kind of reading online. This may be an online gossip thing that I really don't like putting out there, but did you hear what Matt Hardy is trying to pitch backstage?
No.
Matt Hardy wants to pitch the three versions, the three characters of Matt Hardy.
Oh, like Mick Foley.
Like Mick Foley. So he do Matt Hardy version 1.
Yeah.
Like the version 1, version 2, version 3.
Extreme Matt Hardy version 1, broken Matt Hardy.
It would be
woken Matt Hardy.
It would be Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Like you would like the
90s Matt Hardy.
90s Matt Hardy. Or when he was solo, that's still version of Matt Hardy.
When Shannon Moore was
broken/woken Matt Hardy. And I guess he did a character where he was like a billionaire and he was like on that was really popular in Impact, where he had where he would have he would go work out and he would throw it all in the garbage. He goes, the maids will clean that up. And he was like an arrogant rich dude.
Was that Stronger Than Death or something like that?
It wasn't during a WWE run. It was when he went.
I don't know. I wasn't watching that because it was
Stronger Than Death. Matt Hardy was kind of like the cold-hearted Matt Hardy or something.
Well, probably right before he was
this is like a rich arrogant. Matt Hardy.
I don't remember that at all. I used to watch Impact religiously. I don't.
Yeah, that's a character that they're supposedly saying that Matt wants.
Every time he comes out, I just want to be broken, Matt. It's so good.
Now that Jeff's not there, it would work again.
And then when Jeff comes back, his brother Nero.
When Jeff comes back, it should be Woken Matt and brother Nero.
Yeah, that's what.
Or Willow.
Yeah.
No, Willow is not meant.
I'm okay.
PG-TV.
I'm okay if he turns into Willow sometimes.
Yeah,
or
Itchweed.
Itchweed. His weed whacker. Who did he hit in the face with the weed whacker? That was hilarious.
I don't know. Was it the one with the Rock
Tommy Dreamer.
Express?
He had a hardcore match against Tommy Dreamer, and he's wrestling Itchweed. And they're in the back, and all of a sudden you hear something fire up. I'm like, what the hell? Turns around, he's literally weed whacking Tommy Dreamer in the face. And I'm like, ow?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Even if there's no wire in it, still like, rubber.
No fucking way. So yeah, I'll go back to the rating. Sorry. Now, obviously, people are upset. Yeah, they're talking about the title that we the 205 stuff. Nothing since then.
I think that's the most comments I've ever seen.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for putting in the chat. That's awesome.
If you guys have anything you'd like to chime in with as far as ratings go, please leave it in the comments. We will try to address it.
Mm-hmm. So how we talk about the ratings. Now, obviously, Raw didn't hit the mark. SmackDown kind of hit the mark, not so much with the storytelling, but more of the matches they actually put on.
Yeah. I
mean, this shakeup thing, at least they're showing that they're trying something with this wild card rule.
But then
is it cheesy? Sure.
Yeah, it's 4 weeks after the shakeup.
But you're still doing a shakeup because now it's anybody can come and go as they please.
Hey, it's all one roster again.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Well, here's the thing with this though. Now I'm just trying to be optimistic and saying maybe this is something. Now, are you more inclined to tune into Raw to see who may show up?
No.
That doesn't do anything for you?
No, it doesn't do nothing for me. Because it's like everyone will show up.
But you could
everyone that's worth
you could put matches together that you normally couldn't just for a one-off week.
Yeah, but then it's just like it's one roster. So why have a bracelet?
Maybe. I mean, how I see for me as a fan, I'd be interested to see who's going to come next week.
So Finn shows up on Raw next week.
But with that many people on one roster, wouldn't it be forced to kind of like, hey, can we bring back like a heat or a velocity on another day?
Well, no, you just got to cycle through people.
Yeah,
Seth doesn't have to be in the main event every single week.
Seth can come out, cut a promo, go home. Yeah, you don't have to wrestle.
So Seth comes out and he's talking all this nonsense and he wants to fight somebody and he's doing an open challenge. Now, when he says open challenge, you're kind of sitting back there like, well, now there's wild card rules in effect. Who can come out and wrestle Seth for a match we've never seen before? I mean, I think it opens up that possibility, and it kind of, to me, it shakes it up a little bit by saying, like, we don't know who can come to that curtain at any point in time, for the men or the women, our tag teams.
But they didn't explain. Is it only the 5 that jump ship? Like, is it only Kofi can come to Raw? And like, I don't know.
Who knows? The way it seems like anybody can do it as long as there's only 4.
I think the rule's pretty stupid.
The rule is stupid.
Yeah.
I think you just have.
What if I want to come to Raw, but there's 4 guys that were already there?
You're
have to fight them to.
You're like, fuck, they hit the door before me,
and it's like
you get 4 tickets.
And why do I want to go to Raw? Do I want to wrestle Seth? Like,
as far as the ratings do go, remember how I was saying how Vince was selling shares.
Well, that was for next.
Right.
Yeah.
I do believe Fox was the buyer, because now at the end of it, since they don't want a brand split, now that they own roughly 30% of the company, they can kind of strong arm WWE with the network, with them SmackDown being on their network, saying like, you don't have a say anymore. We're gonna write this. We're gonna have our writers do it this way.
They don't have that much pull.
They could theoretically, because they could kind of have them by the balls, saying like, we can do what we want with your program, and we could push you to 10 o'clock at night.
They can do that.
Yeah.
We could push your time slot back to 10 to 12 and see how you like that. Like, they can say, we want this, and we're gonna try and turn this ship around. Or
see, I think they're just like, okay, we want big ratings and do whatever you got to do. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think they're really in the day to day.
The only problem
this guy, we want to see this guy or this guy.
Yeah. The only problem that WWE needs to fix, in my opinion, if they want to fix the ratings and make things better again, they have to stop doing what I'm going to call the UFC effect. UFC has a problem where they dump all their eggs in one basket.
Okay.
So right now you have your eggs in the Roman, Seth. Let's just say that the top 5 main guys. You have Roman, Seth, AJ, Braun,
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Well, actually, we'll get rid of Braun. We'll put Kofi, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Braun's kind of been getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah. So if one of those guys isn't your main event guy all the time, people are like, they think it's a failure.
Yeah.
But then you have dudes like Andrade. You have guys like Aleister Black. You have another 5 guys in the back who you're not using properly, who you
stuck in the mid card
every week.
Black
hasn't wrestled in like 4 weeks.
Where you can say, hey, these guys are really talented. If you would just give them an opportunity to put a one-on-one match on.
Yeah.
Look at Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn just went in a triple threat match with 2 of the best guys in the roster right now, and he put a phenomenal match on. And he almost for a second there when Kevin came down and distracted, you thought for a second, holy shit, Sami Zayn's gonna get the title. And that's what you need to excite people with, because your matches have gotten stale. Your stories have gotten stale.
The stories don't make sense.
There was people who were sitting in that arena that night saying, oh my God, this shake is of a thing. The ratings are down. They need to do something to shock the system. And Sami Zayn gets a close call on Kofi Kingston with the help of Kevin Owens.
That's how almost every world title match should be, unless you're just beating a job.
Yeah.
The thing about that was, okay, now let's say they did throw us the ultimate curveball. Sami Zayn wins. The only way I would have been 100% okay with that is if Kevin Owens came down and celebrated with them just like in NXT, and then powerbombed them again.
I want them to win the tag belts, actually. They should be SmackDown.
I think Kevin, all he needs is a tag.
He has tag team titles.
With who?
Didn't him and Jericho win the tag team titles?
They were not.
No, they were United States and Universal. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah. If Kevin Owens gets tag team titles, he's a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
Why did I think he has the tag team?
I don't think he ever won any tag titles.
They joked around saying that him and Jericho were the IC champion.
Remember that? We are the Universal champions.
We are the champion. Yeah.
I would get rid of that 20-minute opening promo. You know what I'd say? 5 minutes promo tops. That's it. Cut it off.
There used to never be an opening promo. It used to be music hits, go right into a match.
And let's have some matches.
Yeah.
I could see 2 or 3 matches then into a promo. Yeah, that's great.
5 minutes tops and promos. That's one of my first rule that I do.
Now, Scott's saying that he doesn't think Sammy's that good.
My guy's great.
I would disagree. I think
Sammy's El Generico.
I think Sammy's a great wrestler.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the El Generico, Kevin Steen, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens ladder war matches, you are completely missing out.
And I mean, Sammy put on a great match with Braun, even though he carried it talent-wise. He had a great match with John Cena with a torn rotator cuff that he hurt on the way to the ring.
Nakamura's first match in NXT.
He had a great match with Nakamura in NXT. Every single time him and Kevin are in a match, it's gold. With Sami Zayn and Kevin spots in those Money in the Bank matches were awesome.
Their match at SummerSlam where they took the brakes off and said, go give us Generico and Steen, where he actually hit him with the brain buster on the top rope. I saw that and I went, holy shit, did he just do that?
Now, is his gimmick? Now, I like his new gimmick.
What do you do with it though?
I like the new. It's what it's going to happen is it's kind of what just happened with Braun, where he's like, "Oh, you think you're better? I'm gonna bury you."
It's not even that, because once you hit a certain point with that gimmick, it's like brick wall. Is like, okay, we can't turn him into a baby face now. He's too far into it. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, and I mean, his gimmick is literally just telling the WWE fans what they really are. Yeah. Like, if you don't get your way, you're gonna cry, and that's literally what. Like, if he pretty much said, without saying it, that if Seth or Becky Lynch did not walk out, or Kofi would have walked out with those titles, you would have all cried because you didn't get what you want. And that's Sammy's whole shtick right now, which is I dig it.
Yeah, I like his promos are good. It's just like,
now the only thing is, if he's a heel, I would contemplate changing his entrance music.
Yeah, because his entrance music is very upbeat.
His entrance music, like how he's in Montreal and they're singing it.
Yeah.
And he's so, I mean, if you didn't think that was a golden promo.
He gets up, he does his dance,
and then he's like, do it again. And then he's like, by the way, don't ever do that again, you filthy scum. Like, I was like, that is
gold. Know who else? You got to change Bobby Roode's entrance music.
Yeah,
that's his whole thing.
Actually,
no, bad guy.
I would keep it because it makes him look even more arrogant.
Really?
Yeah. See, that's one of those ones that
people like it though.
That's
I haven't seen a Bobby Roode entrance since they did the switch. Does he still come out and do like the spinning?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's see what we got.
I know Justin was watching. He's a huge.
You know what? I would stop too. Yeah. I hate when they do these guys are in a feud. Let's make them tag up against these two guys. No.
I hate that.
You want
to fight him one-on-one? Yeah. Cool. We're gonna put you as teammates.
No, I hate that, but it's okay if you say, okay, Seth and AJ, you're both gonna find partners and have a tag match or a triple tag match or a triple. That's okay, because then they kind of
you can do the hot tag and then they finally square off.
Yeah, or you have the heel he won't tag in. He doesn't want to wrestle.
Yeah,
don't put them on the same team. That's so stupid.
I hate that.
I see. The only thing I hate about those matches is you'll see the other 4 guys for 15 out of the 20 minutes. You only see the 2 guys you want to see for the 5-minute hot tag.
Because that's what
you're building it.
Yeah, you want to get to that.
Even if you build it that far, it's like, okay, say it's John Cena. And
you're jerking him off before he comes. That's literally what you're blue balling them.
New Japan does it all the time. It works. It's fine.
You're blue balling the audience.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Say it's like a John Cena. You make the hot tag, Cena comes in, 5 moves of doom, AA, match is over before you even know it. That's usually how it goes.
Well, that's for John Cena, though.
Yeah.
I'm just talking in general. Like, if you have somebody that over, like Roman comes in, the clotheslines, the Superman punches a spear. He almost has a 5 move of doom.
With this superstar shakeup, we have it was kind of brought up in the chat, and it was brought up in our chat as well. They moved it to a 4-man rule.
What the wild card thing?
Does that apply to NXT? And if it does,
they didn't say.
Can we get a shock to system one of these weeks?
You honestly
do they count as one? But do they count as one? Because the Usos count as one.
That is true as well.
It's so dumb. I hate it. I hate it. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I know we talk about this segment a lot, and I want to get, if you're watching in the chat, if you know who Undisputed Era is, how would you book them on the main roster? How would you book it?
I would book them as a
Raw or SmackDown first.
SmackDown. I put them on SmackDown. The only problem is they all of them are physically not very tall. So
I would book them as them as a more sneakier, clever, not powerhouse version of the Shield.
Okay, yeah.
On Raw or SmackDown?
I would probably go Raw first.
Okay.
They could all beat up Seth. That's believable.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad storyline. Like Adam Cole wants the belt. You bring him in. They all jump. They jump him like they did when Adam Cole made his debut in NXT.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or it gets to the point where, I think the whole breakup of the New Day is going to revolve around Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens is going to show them that they're nothing without Big E, and then when Big E comes back, he says, "Without me, you guys are dog shit." But if Big E walks through the doors again and says, "Now it's us, all 3 of us are back, Kevin. You have nothing."
Yeah.
And Kevin goes,
I don't even think it's.
And Kevin goes, you don't think I have friends? I have friends. And then the Undisputed
then you have 5-on-3.
Exactly.
See, the thing is, like, I don't see that.
I can't really feud. I mean, that's kind of like you have your match and they lose.
How do you break up the New Day over that?
You don't break them up. It makes New Day. I mean, New Day now has a clear disadvantage with a 5-on-3, but you could literally make the Undisputed Era your version of the Bullet Club.
You could if you want to. I don't think you should too many people in it, though.
I would only keep it that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think 5 is an unrealistic number. That's like an NWO number.
Yeah. What's just some words?
Yeah, he just said to terrorize the group for a couple weeks. I think that would
that'd be a great tease.
But then New Day has to get another person helping him out with them. I don't know who. Finn.
New Day has plenty of friends. It's not like they can't just. We want him.
I mean, you
can get New Day, and then they can team up with Heavy Machinery.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How about Heavy Machinery hinting at a they want to challenge them?
I mean,
Dozy killed that promo last night. On Tuesday night. I'm sorry. They walked backstage, just standing there. He's like,
"Excuse me,
congratulations." Yeah. And he's just standing there looking at the belts, and they start talking. You're like,
now here's I want you to think of this for as a TV show right now. You have Heavy Machinery. They're going to go up against Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, and Recycle Rowan.
Yeah.
Now Daniel Bryan has been saying that people are.
Well, you saw what Daniel said about the belts last night. He said, we got to get new belts.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling you're going to see new tag team titles.
But here now you have two guys who are all about drinking, eating steaks.
Yeah, steaks and weights, baby. Steaks and weights.
So you have a literally vegan versus.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
You can write some cool stuff in there.
Putting Daniel Bryan putting the tag belts on him raises him a lot.
Mm-hmm. So I'd love to see Heavy Machinery in a ride along, just to see what those two can really do.
What if they're all just quiet and like, yep. I'm tired tonight. Like they record by the time, I'm just like, I'm nap. And their guy's like this. He's like singing along with some music, but it's nothing like outrageous.
Yeah,
it's like slow ride.
Instead of like singing along, he's just he's just making up like he's just saying words with it.
See, that's one thing you can't take away from Tucker Knight. Notice Dozovich. They are athletic for huge men.
Yeah,
very athletic.
Yeah,
they have to do They need to stop putting bullshit tag teams together. If you're gonna make tag teams, like you're gonna make the Daniel Bryan, and I'm cool with that. But SmackDown has nothing right now, and you need some tag teams.
They sold all their tag teams for Raw, pretty much.
Yeah, you need some tag teams over there because you have nothing.
Or take two lesser people, but actually make them a team name. Don't make them so and so and so.
And I don't understand the B team jumping the Miz for Shane.
Fire them. You know what? Who cares?
It doesn't make sense.
I'm done with that storyline. I was done when it started, but and then here's the one, the Raw tag.
I was so excited for Miz to finally get a move here and a push, and I'm over it. I'm so over. If you're gonna give Miz this push, then give him the push and let him go for a belt.
And it's like Miz versus Shane, but also Roman versus Shane, and then Elias is there too. And
it's so strange. It's so strange.
It's too much.
Yeah, and who wants to watch Elias versus
Roman? And it sucks to say because I would love Miz to get another world championship run because I think he deserves it more than anybody at this point in time. But he's never going to get it with a Kofi
good guy, Miz.
with a Kofi in the works, and you have an AJ and Seth Rollins in the mix on Raw. He's just never going to.
He should have got it when he's feuding with John Cena because that was.
He should have got it when he's feuding with John Cena, or he should have got it when Daniel Bryan came back.
Okay,
they should have put the world title on Daniel Bryan, and then have
that,
and then have Miz be the guy to beat it for it.
But they had Daniel Bryan feud with Big Cass, and I was like,
so bad.
I mean, in all reality, Miz did beat John Cena clean at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I mean, was he over then?
He was heel. He was a heel, but
my god, those promos where they pretended they were John Cena.
They were best.
They were amazing.
Yeah, Miz was so over at that point. Give him the belt.
12 years in the company, and he's kind of like a Kofi. He bends over backwards and does exactly what he's asked.
He had a baby and took no time off.
Yeah,
so one day.
Yeah, he took the day of his daughter's birth off,
and then the next day, and then he was on a flight.
Yeah, the next day, and then he was back, and he's been active ever since. He's awesome, and
now hypothetically, according to what she said on Raw, she's pregnant again.
Yeah, having a second kid. Yeah.
I would impregnate her every single time she was.
Maurice.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Do you guys watch Ms. and Mrs. at all?
Heidi does.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like last night, not last night, Tuesday night, Maurice had Miz trying to learn French.
Oh boy.
And he misunderstood the word for ancient for pregnant. So he's like thinking she's pregnant again. He's buying her all this stuff, like trying to surprise her like she did with him. And she said ancien, not anciente. And like they're out to eat with a mariachi band in this Mexican place, and she's like, "I'm not pregnant," and he's trying to like wave off the mariachi, but like, "No."
No, I think a lot of that is scripted.
Yeah.
It's still funny,
but it's Miz and it's funny.
Yeah. I can't stand the divas or the villains. Like, I can take about a minute. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up and down.
So while we have you guys in the chat, Justin, Scott, and whoever the third mystery person is that's not typing, what would be a good topic that you guys would like us to cover next week? We're gonna give it to you guys because you're turning in wrestling topic. Yeah, you guys come up and help us with a topic for next week, and we'll go that route. Any topic. It could be a debate topic. It could be a what if topic. It could be current, old school.
What if they say review the show? Because if it's on the network.
Yeah. If you want us to go watch an old match and review it, anything, you guys, we want to give our audience the control of what we cover. So normally every time we're going to talk about some news, we're going to cover some what happened on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. But I mean NXT, I didn't watch it. We were kind of starting.
We were watching it here.
I read the results.
Yeah,
well, that's what I forget. I'm gonna try to watch it though.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing I hope that if NXT goes on FX, if it's like a live weekly show, and now
it has to be,
and no more taping, because taping is a huge reason why I don't watch it, because people. Here's a topic without even getting into it deep, but why is it that so like people go out and watch the new Marvel movie and they're like, if you spoil this, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Right. It's entertainment. Can we agree? It's all entertainment. So why do wrestling fans have that such urge to must know everything before it happens and then proudly announce it that they know that it was going to happen before it? Like those days where you
leak the taping results.
Yeah, like that's so, not even just that. Like I heard backstage rumors that Becky Lynch is gonna win both titles, and then as fans you're like, oh my god, they're gonna do Becky, and then you watch it up all week long saying, oh, they're gonna do it, because once the motions go into plan that's going to be the thing, WWE can't throw a curveball and swerve you. And I
mean, sometimes they do.
They can, but
the writers already have the story written out. They know how it's going to go. You can't just change.
Vince knows what you're doing.
So here's the problem. If you like Ring of Honor, if you like New Japan, if you like all those companies and you think they're so much superior and so much better than the main roster, I would beg to differ or even argue that the reason you think that's a thing is because you know everything that's going to happen on Raw before it happens, because they are the main ones who are keeping a weekly show. It's more in your face, it's more active, it's more ready accessible, and it's the most leaked wrestling program in the world. So you know what's coming before it happens, so you don't really care.
For
and
years.
You're ruining it for yourselves. And that's why you're like, this product sucks, because you know what's happening 6 months before it happens, and you're ruining it on your own.
And just like Goldberg coming back and Brock Lesnar,
we all know he's coming back.
They're already leaking that Goldberg beats Kofi Kingston.
It's like,
and if it happens, you're all to blame for leaking.
But even if I didn't know that,
2 months away.
Sucks, though.
Yeah. I agree, it would suck, but it sucks even more now that I know that it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine if you didn't watch Endgame and you're like, I'm not going to say because I don't know if they have seen it yet, but if you know if you know going into that something like that was going to happen, you'd be like, oh, I'll watch it, but it takes a sting away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I wish, like, that's something I try as our show. I really don't like getting into, like, the rumors or what's going to happen soon. I don't dive into those because I don't like, I try not to look at them myself. Now, obviously, some things like, hey, we heard Goldberg's going to be at that. Now that's about as far as I'll go, because WWE put it on their website that it was there.
Yeah.
But like the speculation stuff, or like, hey, we heard this is happening. We may be guilty of it here and there, but
there's some rumors we can't ignore either.
Yeah.
Like if it's right there when we flip something on, and I just feel like you have to talk about it. Like, is it true? Is it not true?
Yeah, that stuff I can, but I mean, like that, that irks my skin.
See, I like to hear about like who's leaving and who wants to leave. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
The storyline stuff, I don't care because I'll see it no matter what. So.
Uncle Dave has some good sources, but at the end of the day,
I mean, sometimes Dave's wrong too. Like Dave.
And then we stumble across something from another source, and Uncle Dave might not even know about it and hear it from us one day.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It's not fun to me. You know, honestly, that's kind of why I like going to like the indie shows, like the PBW. Like,
you have no idea what's gonna happen.
Like Andy is our champ. You know, it was the champ. He's getting it back.
Yeah.
We have inside scoop.
Yeah.
So you want to hear?
Heard, yeah.
You heard it here first. Andy Hedder's gonna win back his time.
Meltzer heard.
Meltzer's reporting Andy Hedder wins back his but no, that's a cool thing about going to a house show, because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part about wrestling. Like NXT, you know, I mean, like, you're like, okay, like they get you because maybe they're kind of ahead of their curve because they do tape it, and maybe that's smart. But then you have the fans who go to the live show and then tell you what's going to happen at the live show, and then you get to a pay-per-view and you have no idea because they kind of change things. So maybe they're ahead of the curve with that. But I mean, NXT shows are more exciting because you don't really hear much of the stuff backstage that they're going to ruin anything.
And the only people that see it are the people who are at the tapings, and that's maybe 500.
Even if you want to get real technical, you really don't even know. You have an idea who may get called up, but sometimes that doesn't even happen.
Yeah.
How many times have we been after this pay-per-view? This is when this person's coming up. This is when Dream's coming up, and it still hasn't happened. It's all speculation. So that I don't mind, but there's really no leaks or spoilers at NXT, which makes it kind of pure still, where you can enjoy the entertainment aspect of the product. Where on Raw and SmackDown, people are just itching to ruin it.
Well, everyone wants to know what happens.
Yeah.
The one thing I do thoroughly
I don't
enjoy,
know. If I read something that's gonna happen, I don't mind too much. But like, if it happens and it sucks, I'm like, well, this sucked anyway.
Honestly, my two favorite pay-per-views of the year always are Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Yeah, you usually don't know what's gonna happen.
And I knew going into that pay-per-view who was winning the Rumble, and those people were gonna go on to WrestleMania, and they were gonna win WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then
you read it, this is who they want.
Yeah. So then, you know why Elimination Chamber to me was so much fun? Because I did not have a clue that it was going to end up being Kofi versus Daniel, and Kofi was that close. I was actually upset. I was like, why the fuck wouldn't WWE put that title on Kofi that night? That was just perfect. I enjoyed that match. Like, I felt like a kid again watching wrestling and like literally like ready to cry because I think Kofi's gonna win a title, and you know what I mean. And then they don't do it, and then all the rumors come out. Well, the reason that didn't happen is because they're gonna give it to him at Mania, and you're like, sales out.
I almost busted my Xbox controller that night. Like after the pinfall happened, I picked up my controller. I'm like, no.
But they're the moments that make us feel like we're a kid again watching wrestling. It was like one of those last moments where no one's seen that coming. No one's seen Kofi Daniel at the end. And then when it happened, you're like, holy shit. You're kind of like, you sit up in your chair a little bit. Like,
like maybe he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Any other day in a match like that, Kofi Kingston is the first or second guy eliminated. And
Joe was number one.
Yeah. And usually at the end, you get like a Joe and Daniel.
But he got hot because of that gauntlet match replacing Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which Mustafa Ali heel turn, saying that should have been me and I should be the champ. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So if he challenged Kofi,
realistically, it could have been.
Yeah.
That whole run could have been Mustafa.
It was basically for him.
You know what's killing Raw and SmackDown, in my opinion, too? The crowd. It's just the crowd's flat. The crowd's not into it.
Because majority of the crowd are these mark wrestling fans.
Plus, I mean, they can't really
want everything ruined for them.
But let me ask you this:
they can't control the crowd.
How does a 500 fan crowd in an NXT taping or a 15,000 person NXT Takeover taping, and they're all over every match?
Also, because the matches are better.
NXT also films in smaller venues, so your crowd's more personable. WWE is trying to put big shows on with less crowd in bigger arenas. If WWE wanted to get smart, they shouldn't book in big arenas. I'm obviously, like Wilkes-Barre, they pack that Wilkes-Barre out for the most part.
You get about 10,000 in there
because it's not huge.
You get about 10 to 12,000.
Yeah, and I mean last time I went, they tarped off one section.
Well, they usually tarp off where the
cameras go.
It makes sense. Yeah, the camera.
Where it was tarped off last show, it was open when we were there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you gotta. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't book certain arenas because if they're so big, like the Prudential Center, I would never put wrestling in there on a Monday night. Monday Night Raw.
Is there anything in the Prudential Center anymore?
Yeah,
the Devils, the New Jersey Devils,
and the stadium. Honestly, I was there for a packed UFC show, and it sucked as a viewer being there because it felt like you were a mile and a half away from them. It was just a big arena. Yeah. Like they got to stop putting the product in. Like honestly, like when it comes to Pennsylvania, I would do a show in Wilkes-Barre. I do a show in Hershey.
The Philly one ain't that big though, because I was there for Raw.
Yeah,
not that big. But I have to put Raw there.
I wouldn't go try to do where the Sixers play.
I can't tell you the last time Hershey had a show. I really can't.
I went for a SmackDown there. Yeah. I think their SmackDown was there.
I saw
within the past year.
They need to book smaller venues. My thing is book smaller venues. And then when you say, oh my God, well, we could have made X. It comes down to greed. So would you rather to book maybe a small venue in Reading, like where the Reading Express used to play?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have
Santander Arena.
Yeah. So
they do a lot of house shows there.
Yeah, they do.
But they pack the house shows out.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather on TV to show your product with a full audience, loud audience, people up close, up personal, and you have a raucous crowd having a good time, or would you rather have where you stuff everybody on one side of the arena and then black tarp the rest of it out and no one's having a good time?
But plus that's also storyline too. A lot of storylines make no sense. They go somewhere and they go somewhere else. It's like NXT. All the storylines make sense. They all go. Everyone has a path.
Hershey's a great venue for the Giant Center. It's even held a pay-per-view before.
Yeah, I was there for In Your House years ago.
I was there for Survivor Series where Shane dropped the elbow on the Big Show off the Titantron.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we have Move Over Shakespeare says the bigger arenas and the longer intros is kind of getting old. a 10-minute walk down the ramp.
That sounds like WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay for the big shows because it's supposed to be special.
but I mean, like
when Raw was at the Manhattan Center, that was awesome. That little tiny place.
WrestleMania next year.
Yeah,
it was 8 hours this year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just leaking it for next year, another 8 hours.
I didn't mind WrestleMania this year.
Too long.
Yeah,
a lot of matches were.
I mean, if it started at 3, a 2-hour pre-show, an hour
how
of
long the show was. I thought it was good pacing.
The back half was a little.
I think everybody started kind of doing the nod there.
Yeah. And that's just because it was too long.
I was drinking. I was having.
So that's why. If you were watching sober.
But a 2-hour pre-show, an hour of intro matches, and then
that's ridiculous.
4.5
G1 killed WrestleMania for me. All right, but
G1 Super Show was very good. Except
G1 Super Show is better than WrestleMania.
What was the best card that weekend? I still think NXT.
I think the G1, because Naito versus Ibushi was awesome.
Was NXT on par with G1?
NXT was
NXT was better than WrestleMania.
And G1 was a little long-winded too.
Yeah,
but the ROH matches, is.
I think G1's it's acceptable for G1 to be long-winded because it's the first time you're seeing how many of those guys in that arena.
First time New Japan was in New York. First time, mostly it was 95% of guys' first time in New York.
Yeah,
Okada versus Jay White was really good. That 6-way junior heavyweight title. Then when Dragon Lee won the title, that was really
great.
good.
Muda's special appearance.
Yeah, the Battle Royal was cool. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in that show. I really enjoyed it.
Believe it or not, Dave Adams told me that when Muda was done his match at
he went to another show,
House of Glory. He left there, went and did a signing somewhere, and then literally never got out of gear. He just stayed in his gear and then left that signing and went straight to the G1.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That dude's dedicated for being in his 50s.
Maybe 60s.
Yeah.
That's dedication to the business.
That was my favorite match all weekend. Excuse me, was Kota Ibushi versus Tetsuya Naito for the Intercontinental belt.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Now,
I mean, NXT had good matches too. I mean, Kofi versus Dan Bryan was very good. I think the women's main event for WrestleMania would be better if it was not 8 hours in at that point.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
I think the opening match to NXT was probably the best match all weekend.
Was that the tag match?
That was the tag match.
Yeah,
and that was good.
Now going back to our
NXT is always usually a very good show.
Going back to our topic, so we talked about the ratings and how could they be fixed. So let's go round table real quick. Start with Andy. How would you fix it? What do you think they should do?
Like I said, 5-minute promos tops. Get rid of that opening 20-minute promo.
Mm-hmm.
That I've always been told that the first match sets the pace of the show. So if you've got guys out there talking for 25 minutes, it's like, oh, just get done, just wrestle already.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. You do match or promo 1 week, but switch it up.
Yeah.
So I get rid of that. I get rid of that stupid tag team where the two guys are gonna have to be in the tag team. Yeah, get rid of the 50-50 book and win one, lose one. That makes no sense. How does anyone get over? So you have to have people get hot and bring back job matches because that way builds up guys,
breaks up the crowd.
Yeah, and then you're not losing like let's say AJ's losing every week. You know,
mm-hmm.
If AJ's beating jobs and builds them up, and storylines that make sense.
The jobbers too. Honestly, it gives a good opportunity for an indie guy to come in and if you want to compete with AEW, who's pushing heavy indie, you have a chance to put some guys on the roster.
Just give him a shot,
and you're like, oh my god, this
guy's pretty good.
Andy Hedder just went out in Wilkes-Barre and wrestled John Cena and lost, but he looked decent.
So then you take him off TV for a little bit, and you either bring him back as a different name or bring him back as the same guy,
or you throw him in NXT.
Yeah, and then he goes there, and then you start winning.
Yeah.
All you got to do is give a guy a move. Here's the guy that can't talk. Give him a manager. Bring back managers. Don't make a guy talk that can.
Oh, my God.
This is terrible. You got to get rid of the shitty comedy that's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it makes Vince or a 5-year-old laugh, who cares?
Yeah.
Get rid of that. That's garbage.
Vince likes his dick jokes.
Yeah.
Dave, how would you book it? How would you change the ratings? How would you fix this writing shit?
I think Vince has to loosen up his grip on what he feels the card should be, first of all. I mean, let's be honest, whoever writes the card, it has to go through Vince. Vince will read that a million times.
He's always the be-all end-all of everything.
Yeah.
Triple H did like or retweet a tweet from someone.
Did you see
that said, once Vince gets out of here, wrestling will be good again because these stupid storylines are horrible. And Triple H liked it.
Yeah.
I think it's because Hunter knows that what AEW is trying to do is what he's trying to do with NXT and put the wrestling first and put the storylines behind the wrestling.
Yeah, you can still have entertainment. And Joey Ryan will still be there.
Yeah.
Who will be the secret? Either him or Marcus Roll.
You do a 1, 2, 3 kid thing and have Andy roll up and win John Cena.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. But here's one thing. Remember when 1, 2, 3 Kid wrestled Bret Hart when Bret Hart was defending the title all the time? It was a good match.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 Kid wasn't a main eventer, but the match was good.
And then as a jobber, he went out and beat Razor Ramon.
Yeah, and you thought
skyrocketed his career.
1, 2, 3 Kid gonna win this? He's gonna win it tonight. at least you thought. Now it's like
everybody thought coming into that match, Ramon's gonna squash him, and oh my
Yeah.
God, he just beat him with a moonsault.
But now, like, if Seth Rollins wrestled, what's his name? Not Zack Ryder, the other one. You're like, oh,
Kurt Hawkins.
Who's winning this one?
Yeah.
And they're not even gonna make it look like.
That's usually you see a jump match like that, and it's okay, bathroom break.
Yeah.
But Vince has to let up his grip. Let's if the writers write it, give it a week or two. Let what they wrote go.
Yeah.
Don't change anything. Let it go. Let it see how it goes.
Yeah, and then if it fails, change.
Yeah, if it don't work,
at least give things a chance. I mean, I hate EC3, but at least give the guy a chance.
Okay, let's see what you got here. No, God damn it, not Kofi again.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, he's got to loosen his grip, let it go, either that or step aside. It's time. But my question to you guys I asked in the beginning, is it possibly too late for WWE to rebound?
No.
You can always come back. I mean,
because WWE, if you want to talk about one of the ultimate underdog stories or the story that they'll never I just never see a day where WWE will not be a thing.
Yeah, and it would have to be
like I said, now
they want to close,
Now there's options. WWE isn't exactly that place you have to be anymore. There's plenty of options.
It will always be around.
I mean,
I don't think it will never go. Even if AEW is awesome, does awesome, WWE won't.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm like, you have people leaving WWE saying, "I want to go back to New Japan. I loved it there."
But you got to think, not everything's for everybody. Just like some players when they're on a team, they got to like it. I want to get traded.
Yeah. I mean,
it happens.
Not every
cousins.
But then you have people that like Mustafa Ali's in a good spot right now. So like, let's say
if Mustafa, if Kofi were to leave WWE right now and then go to New Japan, they wouldn't use him. They might because of his name, but I mean, if he wasn't if he wasn't leaving as WWE champion, he left before New Day. Do you think he'd be a major player?
Not at first, but they would
build him into
there. Yeah,
as a member of Chaos.
They could build better stars.
Yeah,
I mean,
could the New Day go to New Japan and form their own faction?
They could, but you can't be that wacky. I mean, Yano's wacky, but not in New Japan.
What do you mean you can't? Be
Yano joins the New Day.
Well, in New Japan
does some of the wackiest things.
Not New Japan. That's other feds.
Yeah.
Like the blow up dolls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yano joins the New Day in New Japan.
So right before we cut up here, we're going to get really close to wrapping this. We'll give you guys one last chance in the chat. Give us a topic to talk about next week. Like I said, it could be any topic. Trust me, don't be shy and think you're going to say something dumb. We'll kick it around. We're always looking for something new and exciting to talk about.
The group chats haven't stopped all week.
Wrestling Society X.
Yeah, and
I enjoyed it.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, and then like I said, join us on our group page on Facebook, IEW Family or IWEP Family. That's like an exclusive group. You have to be a member to get in it. We do a lot of really cool stuff in there. There's giveaways. There's always like some cool chats.
There may or may not be pictures of Tony's bum in that page.
Pictures of my butt?
I don't know. I didn't see it
on the IW page.
Potentially, I haven't uploaded it yet. But
then there's not.
Every comment has to be approved before it goes up.
Yeah.
Or you can go check out our Facebook page on Tornado Tag Podcast on Facebook. We put a lot of cool stuff in here. One of the topics that's coming up possibly for next week could be real heat in professional wrestling. So we could talk over some of the most iconic
Enzo,
real heat motions.
McMahon.
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
I don't care what they say; they still hate each other.
You guys fantasy book Double or Nothing. I think Double or Nothing.
We are supposed to do that next week.
Next week we have to review it.
Yeah, we
have not review it.
Talk about the card.
Preview it. So that could be our. You want to do that? We'll fantasy book next week's show. Will be fantasy booking.
We might be full up next week between that Outbreak and PPW. We got to talk about. That's all next week.
We'll do. Who do you think's going to win? Who do you want to win? So
that'll be.
Did you see the thing for the Battle Royal real quick? It's 5 guys come, and it's like every so often 5 more guys come, and the last spot is not lucky 21 like blackjack.
Yeah,
and that's only one person.
It's a question mark.
Which I think it is DDP maybe or Joey Ryan.
Yeah,
well, Marty.
I'm thinking I don't know if his contract's up because I looked at our show and he's on, but his contract's almost up soon. So I said maybe it's Marty.
I thought it was up by the end of April.
The winner gets the title shot.
Marty.
What title shot?
At the
what title
for Hangman Pac?
Hangman Pac for the world title.
Yeah.
We'll do
wait, is that the official first world title match?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. And the girls' match is I don't think there's a girls' belt yet.
It's a 4-way match, but I think it's gonna be interesting.
3-way.
I thought it was a 4-way.
3-way. It's
gonna be interesting.
Britt Baker and
Dr. Britt Baker.
Yeah. Are we gonna see the titles before?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I wonder if they'll show them.
That's a
I think they'll be nice looking because even the Bucks all in belts looked good.
Yeah,
and they looked awesome. They were just all in belts they had made.
I mean, if you're gonna debut the title, do it right before the match starts. Let everybody see it at this. Yeah, like come bring it out in the velvet bag, and as soon as they say here's the introduce them.
This match is for one fall for the
AEW World Title.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, that's.
I think they're gonna look really good.
Yeah.
They're fans of wrestling, you know.
I think they might go a little New Japan-y with it because I think they really liked, the New Japan.
I don't think
styles.
it's gonna be blingy. Yeah, I think it's gonna be more classic. Like
I agree. But yeah, that'll
a nicer title.
What's up?
Which are nicer? I like the.
It can't be any worse than the TNA Impact, the TNA heavyweight.
My favorite.
No, the gold, the nickel plate with the platinum TNA across the front.
Oh, the bluish one that Bobby Roode had.
No. It was like think this, but take platinum letters and just put like WWE right here in the middle of the belt.
Yeah, my favorite belt of all time is the Eagle before this one.
Okay, yeah, I have that one.
I thought you were gonna say the spinner.
No, the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart. The Shawn Michaels Bret Hart.
I think that's I wish they would bring that back.
That's my favorite title. But yeah, that'll be our show next week. We're gonna fantasy book Double or Nothing, preview it, and we're also gonna talk some Outbreak PPW. Yeah. So we'll start the show.
Okay, that one, yeah. Unless
there
was two versions of that. There's one that was silver and there's one that's blue.
Unless Raw or SmackDown really blow us away, we're gonna go really fast through Raw and SmackDown. We'll cover PPW and Outbreak because they're both shows that are happening.
Yeah. A lot of people, Outbreak matches were announced.
Yeah,
almost all of them. I think.
So we'll talk Outbreak PPW next week, and then we will fantasy book and talk about Double or Nothing.
Yeah, which I heard is $60, which I'm like.
Yeah, we might have to all chip in for that one.
If we're doing a watch party, which we probably will, anybody who's listening to this, you're more than welcome to ask one of us. We're probably not going to say no.
It depends if I go to the house we always go to. I don't want to invite other people.
Yeah, they don't have a network though, so it's like it's hard to pay $60 for pay-per-view when you can get one for 10.
Fight TV too.
If they do this streaming. I would say we can go where we always go, and we all just throw in a couple bucks and we all chip in for it, and then we
chip in. We get
some food.
I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. But yeah, that'll be our topic. Justin, thank you so much for
last time. Like it all gleamy and shiny. Yeah. This one doesn't seem that. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There's a good shine.
There it is. So thank you so much, Justin, for the topic for next week. I do appreciate that. Tune in again next week, and we'll talk about it. And you guys can come up with another topic. We always have a spot. I mean, Austin is coming home from school, so that will be filled
for next week. Foreseeable future.
Yeah,
I may not be here next week, depending on how work goes.
Yeah, he may not be here.
Oh, why? Were you got to work late?
I might have to go to Georgia.
Yeah, if you guys are ever interested and you want to come over and you could easily get to Frackville, send me a message and maybe we'll work something out where you can come hang out and talk some wrestling with us.
Blint says it's called.
We promise, lady will only bark at you for the first hour you're here.
Not even an hour, so 20 minutes. Now, Andy, you got anything to plug before we wrap up?
What is it? Yeah, this Saturday, I'll be in Mayfield, Pennsylvania. It's a little bit north of Scranton for Backbreakers Entertainment. I'm taking on Clay Drasher. It's a singles match, and then my tag partner Matt Turner is taking on Tucker Riley. So
nice.
We're the singles match. It should be a good show. It's the first time in a new building, so looking forward to it. Backbreakers Entertainment, which is Backbreakers Training Center. Now they changed their name because they're having big shows.
Yeah.
So,
Dave.
Honestly, I have nothing for this weekend because I'm counting on leaving Sunday night and going to work. So I've got nothing this week. Yeah.
All right.
From Masahiro Chono.
So I before I get into my plug, if you guys are watching and you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like as well. Help us out. We need to get that subscribe number up. Share us, share the story, share the page, share the interviews, and let us know that let people know that we're doing this.
Thanks for coming.
If you have fans that are wrestling fans and they like an interactive show where they can talk and we're local guys and we talk local wrestling, please share the page, let people know.
Feel free to invite your whole friends list.
Yeah, you can invite your friends list. We always need those likes. Facebook, our interviews with Everyday People page just hit 1,600 people, so I'm very, very, very proud of that. Interview drops on this channel tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We talked to Cody Vidal. He was a guy from local in the area, from Pottsville, Minersville area, and he had his.
Cody's from St. Clair.
Pottsville. It's all the same thing. It's
that's like saying Frackville, Ashland, Shenandoah is the same area.
Well, on your side of the mountain, that's how you guys see us, and on our side of the mountain, we see you like that. No, but yeah, he was a real cool dude. Really good interview. He actually made his Bellator debut 3 months ago, and he He had an interesting injury. He slipped a punch, went to throw an overhand right, and his knee exploded.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was rough to watch, but he's a really cool dude. He's in high hopes. He's training. He's a really good guy. He tells you a pretty interesting story. So check out his interview that drops tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We have an episode. Yeah. We have an episode this Sunday, Bangin' Beers podcast, once again on this channel. We're gonna do the Infinity hot beers. So we're gonna have 6 beers with a 7th, but they're all gonna be Marvel related. We're gonna talk Marvel comics
and all different flavors.
And Endgame, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of beers, but it's all Marvel related. Monday, I have an interview with Courtney Smith from Pottsville, really cool chick. Then we come back here Wednesday and Thursday live.
I know she likes wrestling. What she was a wrestler. She has a good look for wrestling.
She does, yeah, and she's a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you guys the picture from my yearbook. You would not believe from what she looks like. Yeah,
you would not. Innocent.
She would be an awesome manager.
Yeah, she would. She has
she has like dreads.
Yeah, would you believe that she was a beast basketball player?
I believe it.
Complete beast.
Wow.
I would love to have her on the show talk wrestling. She used to always invite me to Taco Tuesdays at Trip and Billy to eat tacos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was always doing something. And then when I finally found out about it, with like Trippin had 2 weeks left. Yeah, she was a bartender. Yeah, big wrestling fan.
I was never in there.
Really?
No.
Never.
Not even for a Faith and Exile show?
I'm not. No, it was before.
And
whatever it was before.
And you'll never be in there again.
Oh, Crimson House.
It's gone.
Yeah, I'm no bar guy, so I'm not upset.
And then we're back here Wednesday and Thursday live for Things That Weren't Cool in High School, tag. Then Friday, oh my God, this week, the next weekend coming up is going to be a shit show. So Friday we have Bangin' Beers.
You're doing a Friday one?
Yeah, next Friday with 3 girls. Scylla,
oh my God,
Brian Finneran's wife that was on our interview, his wife, and their friend Laura. They're titling the show "Bangin' Beers with Bitches."
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
T-shirts.
So, yeah. And then so that's Friday night.
As long as they call Bangin' Bitches, and it's like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm like this one."
Yeah, we're definitely tuned into that one.
Yeah, before we tune out here,
real quick, Saturday, next Saturday we will be live at Brewfest. So come check us out. Bangin' Beers podcast will be live at Brewfest.
The event is rain or shine.
Rain or shine. We will have a tent, so you can hang out in the tent.
And there's food too. It's not just all beer.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of food. All
food,
really good
wine.
stuff.
There is a winery. I believe there's a distillery, if I remember the map correctly.
Moonshine will be there, and
there is a Subway there right there too.
Yeah, and then Sunday we will have another Bangin' Beers episode. So 3 Bangin' Beers in a row that weekend.
What's that one?
Bangin' Beers with Bad Maggie.
Oh Jesus!
Next Sunday.
The Sunday of Brewfest.
2 Sundays. No.
So next week.
Next weekend.
Okay,
week. So I'm gonna be like 19th. Absolutely dead after my week at work coming in the Bangin' Beers with Bad Maggie.
Yes.
Great.
The 19th.
So what do you got to plug real quick?
I want to pitch something to you, and I know it's something we did before. And Tornado Tag Podcast presents Pro Wrestling Trivia Night.
Oh, okay, yeah, we do that.
We could
where? Strikers is doing trivia now.
We could do Strikers. We could do Hucklebucks again. Hucklebucks is a great trivia night.
Yeah.
I may or may not have a guy who really likes me at Strikers, and he wants to do a Bangin' Beers podcast there.
Are we talking about Chuck?
Chuck the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anyone named Chuck.
They want
Chuck wrestler. He played bass with Terry James in them.
He wants us to do They want us to do a Bangin' Beer podcast live in Strikers.
Oh, that's cool.
So if we can get enough people, and we can maybe get the word out there, maybe in a couple months, we'll put it out there. See who's interested, who would be down. Maybe Strikers will let us do a wrestling trivia night.
Bangin' Beers trivia night.
I think
Tornado Tag trivia.
I think
interviews with everyday people presents an all over night.
All over night.
We're gonna cover everything. If we're doing trivia, we might as well do interviews, things that weren't cool in high school, Bangin' Beers. We're gonna cover it all.
We'll start with wrestling. Yeah, so
I like the theme trivia. That seems to get over.
I like wrestling trivia. All right, so that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys once again so much. You guys are phenomenal. The chat was amazing tonight. You guys killed it. I really, really appreciate that. You guys did an awesome job.
Zoom into the title, fade out.
Yeah. It's like Star Wars. But that'll do it for us this week. Check out my cool Ed House shirt. He wrestles at Outbreak and all over the place. He's a funny dude. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.